Ah! Well, let me look at this again. Well, let me look at this again. Well, let me look at this again.
Fire poetic akra. What shall I say? Come what you don't continue maybe unto the Lord. What I do there? Fire poetic akra. Poetic akra. Nothing one nine. What shall I say? Fire poetic akra. What shall I say? Come what you don't continue maybe unto the Lord. What I do there? Fire poetic akra. Poetic akra. Nothing one nine. What shall I say? Fire poetic akra. What shall I say? Come what you don't continue maybe unto the Lord. What I do there? Fire poetic akra. Poetic akra. Nothing one nine. What shall I say? Fire poetic akra. What shall I say? Come what you don't continue maybe unto the Lord. What I do there? Fire poetic akra. Poetic akra. Nothing one nine. What shall I say? Fire poetic akra. What shall I say? Come what you don't continue maybe unto the Lord. What I do there? Fire poetic akra. Poetic akra. Nothing one nine. What shall I say? Fire poetic akra. What shall I say? Come what you don't continue maybe unto the Lord. What I do there? Fire poetic akra. What shall I say?
Yo, wama yena nyame asema wa ye no do so hwe ye huma yenka. Onyo na kan wi. Last bi accident bi osi wa denta. Ishila na do so asosogu modo ma mo huma manfa. Fire pinko wachi fa won sane ye mic na fe de wona na.
Fire poetic akra. Poetic akra. Na fe wona na. What shall I say?
Yeah, oh my God. No, Sam no dosu. Sam no dosu. And then I made a poem for Betty. Betty, yes, Sam no. Betty. Yeah. Hey, Shamaya, my no, why we are you know? Why and now my oh my God. Yeah. See, men now for when I'm room. Woman, I get you for me him, never now I say. Yeah, what pen now for? What block am I campo? Yeah, what be young, yeah. National Doomsy, Namina Doomsy, yeah. What's in the power tomb? Fire pin coach, if I want Sunday, your mic and I use this.
Well, let me look at this again. 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 He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again. He was one. Let me look at this again.
You are doing fine. This is Love 99.5 FM and the program is Page 995. We do this with you every Monday and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. sharp. Yes, of course. This is the platform where we get to discuss the things that you are talking about on social media. The 411s, the filler, the the ake, the rumors, all the things that you are talking about on WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the social media platforms, okay? That is exactly what we bring you or we do here with you on Love 99.5 FM every Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. My name is Patricia. I'm a Bonsu, and I do this with you wherever you are. If you are going home, we say drive safely. If you are having dinner, bon appetit. If you are hanging out with your friends, we hope you're having a nice and wonderful conversation. Of course, thank you so much for staying tuned to Love 99.5 FM. And of course, the show, Page 995. Yes, of course, this is a social media news or magazine program, and so we like to get social with you. So wherever you are, of course, unless you are driving or you are operating a machine that will compromise your judgment, we don't want you to touch your phone. But if you are in the position to touch your phone, kindly go on Facebook, search for our social or fan page, which is LUV 99.5 FM. LUV 99.5 FM. Look for us, like and follow us on Facebook, and of course like and share and comment on this particular program. Let your friends know what we are doing here. We also have an account on Instagram, which is Love 99.5 FM. Yes, it's the same thing. Follow us on Instagram, LUV 99.5 FM. On TikTok too, we are there at Love 99.5 FM. Follow us on Twitter also at LUVFM995 or LoveFM995. This program is not streaming only on Facebook, it's also streaming on our YouTube page, and our YouTube page or channel is LUVTV. That is Love TV or LUTV for short. That is where you can get to watch us apart from Facebook. That's on YouTube. And please download the My Joy Online app and the Adom Online app. Listen live to us. You can download that on your Play Store or your App Store. Of course, if you have a smartphone, you can definitely do that and join us wherever you are across the whole wide world. We are live there. There's seamless streaming, and get your friends to also download and be a part of this bigger family. We like to hear also from your voice notes and also your messages on WhatsApp, and so we have a WhatsApp number for you, 055 1111995. Our WhatsApp number is 055 1111995. 995. There's a lot of things we are going to talk about this evening. A lot of things have trended over the weekend and keeps happening. Yes, of course, we are going to share all of those details with you. So why don't you also join us when we activate the phone lines on 03220 83596, 03220 83597, and of course 03220 83598. These are the numbers you can call when we activate the phone lines later on the show. Besides you watching us live on Facebook and on YouTube and listening to us on the MyJoy Online and Adom Online apps, yes, we have some guests also in the studio that we do our discussions with. And tonight I have with me Fifi Aite, the gentleman who just can't get enough of Auntie Cecilia Mafo. Fifi, your mother has been doing wonders. Would you want to say something to her for starters?
Well, I can say I admire her enthusiasm in the Lord.
Okay.
And she's not going to let an issue like language affect her enthusiasm. So more grace to her elbows.
Well, she says that when she's in the spirit, you know. Wara today. So that's it. And you see, the interesting thing is that there's been a lot of challenge on social media with this wash our say thing.
Trending.
And there's also the bit of the remix. So if you listen to the one I just played, it's the very recent one that Kofi Kenata
really
has
nice.
done.
You can be a hit too.
Yo, wama yena nyame asema wa ye no do so hwe ye huma yenka onyo na nka muwi last bi accident bi osi wa denta ishila na do so asuso bu modo ma mu huma manfa fire pinko wachi fa won sa ne ye mic na fe de wona.
The remixes prowess of people like Cecilia Mafo and the other one then Samoa, they all try whenever they attempt to sing some of the English hymns or songs, that Christian songs that we grew up knowing. I mean, it assumes some level of divinity. You get into the spirit. They give true definition to the originators of those particular.
Oh, okay.
But let's on a more serious note. Growing up, some of the English Christian songs, a lot of us sang. We also getting it wrong. Even now, the truth is that some of us who claim to even know English attended English service churches.
Yeah.
Even in those churches, the truth is that some of the lyrics for some of the songs we grew up knowing, we were actually
murdered it.
Yes, we also did our own remix of it.
It was recently that I've forgotten the song. I saw the lyrics on YouTube and I was like, so this is how it goes like.
I see.
Hey, they have been murdering this thing.
The song, Jesus is a conqueror or something like that.
Oh.
We used to sing it as day by day, night by night, standing
Jesus
at Jesus, standing at
the
the
corner.
But it was Jesus is a conqueror. So we've all been a Cecilia Mafo once.
As a friend of mine would say, it's not our language.
There's a Cecilia Mafo anyway.
We've all quarreled 2 days before.
Anyway, so these are the gentlemen you'll be hearing from on the discussion table. We hope that you had a very good weekend. I had an awesome weekend because it was the 75th anniversary of my old school. Yes, in Monica's Girls Senior High School, Asante Mampo, and it was beautiful from Friday to Sunday. And yes, congratulations and thank you to everybody who prayed for us, who supported us with money, your time, your positive energy, all the beautiful things. Yes, of course. To Multimedia, we're a big brand behind the Monica's brand. We are grateful. And so to all the other brands that also supported Same Monica's, we say thank you so much. Each for all. Yes, wherever you are, I know you are responding all for God. And on that note, we are just going to zoom into our topics that we have for you tonight, or the things that have been trending this particular weekend. If you recall, 12th November was the 1-year anniversary of the late president. May he so rest in perfect peace, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. Yes, and his daughter, Yes, Dr. Zaneto, he says the best thing the party can do, that's the NDC party can do, is to bring back her mother to join. You all know the Fonka games, and which resulted in the NDP and all. So Zaneto has actually made an appeal to the party to make sure that her mother returns to
the party.
To the party. And also congratulations to Hazaka's ladies. Girl, was it women power or girl power? Charlie. And of course, when you go on social media, we've had personalities like the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, congratulating them. Ex-President John Dramani Mahama has also dove out his hat to them. Congratulations to the ladies. They've done absolutely well. Today is the day BEC also began. I don't know when you wrote your BEC. I don't know whether you remember the experience with the papers, the invigilation, and all the other things that has got to do with the BEC. But of course, today, 571,894 final year student, junior high students across the country started their basic education certificate examination that we all call BEC, of course, which is supervised by WAEC. And this particular examination is to qualify them for placement into the senior high school levels, or the SHS. So, of course, when you go on our Facebook timeline, we've shared pictures of how people are racking their brains, how people are chewing the tips of their pens, how people are smiling, invigilators standing next to people, and they look so confused. Some are happy. I mean, it's all about the experience of writing an exam in this country. Yes, and over 2,000 centers have been set up across the 16 regions of this country. COVID-19 health and safety protocols, according to WAEC, is also being strictly adhered to across these centers. Yes, and don't worry, it will be coming there. Well, the juiciest part is that officials of the National Intelligence Bureau, NIB, not National Investment Bank, NIB, this is National Intelligence Bureau, they have been deployed to actually also monitor the process. I pray and believe that we don't hear of any leakages. BC papers, do they hardly leak? SSC in the sorry, what's here? The what's dear. Okay, but of course, I mean, we are wishing the kids well. They started today with social studies and French, and they'll be finishing on Friday, which is November 19, 2021. Are you a candidate? Are you a parent of a candidate? What conversation have you had with your child since they returned from school? Let us know. Like I said, we are wishing them well wherever they are. Now, to our second issue for tonight. And the Agric Minister, the former MP for Kwadaso, people also say he's the president's best friend, because even non-agric related programs, you still find him with the president.
Wrong perception.
Like they don't understand why.
That,
but then
there's
nothing there's nothing you can do about it. Then I bet I found. Anyway, the man is not happy, and this is the reason why he isn't happy.
That is a wrong perception. The statistics that we compile in this ministry do not support that. I mean, the size of Kenke that you're talking about, we've had this our 5th year of planting for food and jobs. Nobody complained about reducing size of Kenke until this year. Why? Because there was a drought last year in the southern part of this country, a very heavy drought, both in the major and minor season in the forest and the southern part. People forget these things very easily, and that affected supplies. And had it not been the very good harvest that we had in the north, the situation would have been far, far worse. So this year, fortunately, apart from the 1 month delay in the major season rains in the south, the rains have been excellent. So I mean, you go to the north, you'll be amazed. I was in the north in Wale Wale at the vice president's mother's funeral. And from the air, you can see, I mean, and coming on the road, I mean, the harvest is very, very good. Yes, you are talking about planting for food and jobs. is very much alive and is going to carry on as we have before. It's maturing. More and more farmers are benefiting. We see that productivity, which is the target for smallholders, are being achieved with higher yields of all the grains and the tubers and so on. So it is very heartwarming to see.
Where do you buy your pepper? That is the question he's asking Ghanaians this evening. He says they're planting for food and jobs. You people can't see the benefits, and you are saying what? Prices of food have skyrocketed in this country, like Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, who cry again? Ama Ghana, Nanado's Ghana. Anyway, so he says it's a wrong perception. Eduane bo enyedin. But they betim yeton is saying him fana wo to bo they betim. Unko to bo they wo baby na me can say please. That is the Agric Minister for us this evening. So please, I think you have to advise yourself, change where you buy your food, because as far as he is concerned, there's nothing like prices of foodstuffs going high or skyrocketing. It's as simple as that. This is not rocket science.
You should recommend where he buys his foodstuff for us.
Don't worry. We ask him. He listens to this show, and I know Redwan, you also listen to this show. Wherever you are, we'd like to say good evening to you. And he actually mentioned this at a swearing-in ceremony of the newly appointed members of the Irrigation Company of Upper Region, popularly known as ICOR. So that is Dr. Bonsu Efriye Akutu for you. Now, a third issue that has been trending all over. And to my friends who always want to read the dictionary so that they can be at par with this particular lady, this is what happened to a gentleman who showed up at an audition. In fact, if anything, there was anything like Enumja, this is Enumja personified.
Present your political show.
Welcome to another edition of welcome to another edition of
has a blog
fact, so I don't think I'll be
you write
facts.
When you write this, hey Sewa, we know what you've been up to in this country. What do you know?
Where did you pick that from?
That is your Twitter page.
Okay.
That
Twitter is about agenda.
What's the agenda? So in other words, it's about fooling and saying stupid things that is meant to tarnish someone else's image. What's this factual about what you've written about Sewa?
I mean, Twitter is a different world, you know.
How? Twitter?
Get that right. You can't even spell am I. You can't even spell it. Yet you think you can sit behind a phone and write crap on Twitter about people. Simple am I. You can't spell it. But that's not the point. You question people's relevance. How relevant do you think you are? Because I've seen tweets of you rubbishing Lydia Forson too.
I need to get the source of. I mean,
it's your phone. Your phone is in your pocket.
So you said you deal with facts. Yes. No, Living Rose just on October 10 that the 4.5k issue that person is paid more than you at GH1 TV.
Do you know my salary?
I mean, how did you know?
That's why I'm telling you that what you see on Twitter is different from.
When you sit on Twitter and you write utter nonsense about people. You've said horrible things about me, Sewa, Lydia Forson, Bridget, other people on your Twitter. Here I am. Say it to my face.
Why should I?
Why shouldn't you?
Because Twitter is not real life.
I have always said that people who bully people, when they see them, they can't even talk.
You can't even.
You are a very clear example of those people.
You can't. If you sit on Twitter and you say that it's a different life, and you can insult Lydia Forson that you haven't met before, and you meet her, you will go shush. You can't speak like right now.
Because it looks like when you meet real human beings, you can't express yourself.
You cannot. You go back on Twitter and write crap.
Yes.
Go ahead. I don't care. But the thing is, you couldn't say it to my. Present your political show.
Welcome to another edition of.
Has a Blogging
facts, so I don't think I'll be.
You write
facts.
When you write this, hey Sewa, we know what you've been up to in this country. What do you know?
Where did you pick that from?
That is
GH1, Bridget O2 of Metro, and Sewa Ami here of GH1. We understand there's an audition this gentleman attended for a TV program. And when he got there, he didn't know some background checks had been done on him. Apparently, he's known to be a Ghanaian blogger in the person of journalist Albert, aka Bongo Ideas. You're saying on Twitter there, if he picks up on you or if he picks on you, social media, the way this boy will do to you, he has tried several people, including Jessica Saforo of City, and he paid 10 cedis to audition for this particular program. And when he went there, he was faced with his tweets or his activities on social media, specifically Twitter. And on Twitter, he had given it to these three ladies and more. Bridget, Sewa, Lydia, the list is endless. And they decided to tell him the things that he'd done. It was more or less like calling out an internet bully. And there's a challenge over there. Ghanaians are saying, Madam Recidivism, you went too far. The choice of words of these ladies, it was like mino pan like fine case. You know how a policeman would say, fine case. So Albert, we understand, has issued an apology on Twitter, and the list is so tall. The list of people he's actually apologized to. But we are asking, should an audition be the place where scores are settled, whether it's personal or professional? Because although we do not know the criteria for this particular audition, was this platform the right place for whatever happened to Mr. Bongo to happen to him? Please let us know on Love 99.5 FM. That's our fan page on Facebook. On YouTube, it's Love TV. And also on WhatsApp, 055-1111-995. We'll be going to issues concerning the Black Stars later. But for now, let me bring in Abraham Alokore for the first 10 minutes. AB, journalist Albert. No, will be watching now. In so she will be he's one of them at this juncture. Brandon watching the his issue with Nanaba and the other ladies, or the people that he picks on social media. You know, social media is quite powerful, and jokes too can be very expensive. He said it was an agenda. No, Jack Dorsey, I didn't know. Even Trump has been kicked out.
Yes.
Abby, the first 10 minutes is for you.
Well, let's not forget Trump was kicked out, but Nigeria also revenge on Trump's behalf. They banned Twitter. They banned Twitter in Nigeria. But you see, I think that social media has become an integral part of human life, especially when it comes to what I would describe as gossip. You know, back in the day, people had to move from house to house, visit friends to be able to gossip. Today, you don't need to go to anyone's house. Just go on Twitter,
media,
Facebook, Instagram, and put something there. And then people will bring what we call the information we are angle to it. But there's a downside to it, which has become quite problematic for a lot of people, especially for politicians, celebrities, and business people, where I call them the Twitter syndicate when it comes to cyber bullying. People who go there and they have a particular agenda to target specific people and either use insulting words or words that
making
in a way cast a slur. Exactly.
Trolling.
Making slander. What is known as trolling. For me, trolling is can be healthy, especially when it is just intended to create fun without offending
the other party.
Like what happens in football and sport. Yeah. Chelsea loses, someone will put a video of a group of people, dancing. Those kind of stuff. It's all part of the stress. Exactly, stress relieving mechanisms of social media. So that is good, but the downside is the insult, the slander, especially making wild allegations against people when you have no proof of such allegations. So cyberbullying has become problematic, not just in Ghana, but across the world, where there are instances where people have even taken their lives because they were bullied on the internet.
Suicide, yeah.
Exactly. So it is something that must be condemned in no uncertain terms. That having been said, let's get to the substance of what happened at that particular audition. First of all, I think that Nana Aba and her crew were out of order. The reason I say they were out of order is that the platform on which they were not a personal platform. It is a platform of an organization. Nana Aba Sewa are employees of that organization. There's a reason behind why that particular program has been set up to unearth talent. The gentleman was there for that particular purpose. Yes, it is true that today, as part of even checking the backgrounds, because it's part of organizations' duties to check the backgrounds of even people they employ. So today, you walk into interview rooms and the likes, and before you go there, the panel, they have a whole profile on you. They have scanned your social media, tried to know how you think, how you behave, and all of those things.
Your interest and
exactly,
all those things,
it is to help them get an impression of who you are before you even walk in there. But that should not be a limitation to a person's competence and abilities. Those are just guidelines for you to understand who the person is and probably guide them.
I am.
Exactly. Now, the point here is this. The reason I said they were out of order is that they complained about cyberbullying and ended up bullying the same person in the same manner in which they were complaining about. They could have gone ahead with the audition, afterwards probably spoken about the incident. The good side of it would have been for them to actually correct him and educate him on why it is not healthy to bully people on the internet. But you know, they ended up doing exactly the same thing the guy had done on Twitter. Nana Aba cut that particular video and then also put it on social media for people to also attack the boy. And go and read her own Instagram, what do you call it, account, where she put that video.
A lot of insults. On Facebook too.
Exactly. So the point is, they were trying to solve a problem, but ended up creating a bigger problem. Because someone has bullied you. Fair enough. It is condemnable. But you don't take the same path. I'll give you a typical example where Nana Aba chose the high ground. About 3 weeks ago, she appeared on UTV's United Showbiz with Abna Koko.
It was last week.
Okay.
Yes, about 2 weeks or so. Abna Koko came to apologize for similar things. She had also said a manner of things about Sewa and Nana Aba, which
she probably didn't have any tangible reasons.
Exactly. She came to apologize. And Nana Aba said, look, I have nothing against you. And even went on to advise her, told her that, look, I've been engaging you, behind the scenes. At some point, I even told you hand over your social media accounts if you think that from time to time you have a relapse of your bipolar situation and come there to say things you later on regret. She should have done that to this gentleman. Explain to him why in this modern world, every activity of yours, both on and off social media, can in a way affect your chances of getting access to employment or other opportunities in life. But what she did, as I said, the effect of it was lost because she ended up bullying the gentleman the same way he did to them.
Interesting.
The second issue for me will be our Greek minister.
Humbling.
He says that it's wrong perception that prices are skyrocketing. Very well.
Prices of food are skyrocketing.
I agree with him partly when he says it's wrong perception. You know why I agree with him?
Why?
This is a person who gets almost everything free in this country.
In his constituency.
We pay him allowances. We give him clothing allowances. He doesn't buy fuel. The car he drives is actually by the state as minister. The state bought the car he drives. He has no idea how that car was bought. Whose money? He knows whose money.
No,
you and I's money.
He's a servant of the people.
Yes,
he's a minister. He's serving us.
I'm coming. So he is a person who gets almost everything free. As a matter of fact, his rent is paid for by the state. He's provided security by the state. So when he speaks of wrong perception, I agree with him. Because he has no idea what happens on the real market. So he has a wrong perception, not Ghanaians. Let me tell you, Amma, the truth is that, do you know there are two things happening on the commodities market now? The first one is that either prices are actually going up and the quantity or the size of commodities are staying the same, or prices are stable, but the quantity and the what do you call it? The size is reducing. Either way, the problem is one. You know what the problem is? You need more money to be able to meet your needs.
Yeah.
Now, let me give you a typical example. If I buy kinky, I used to eat 2 balls of kinky, which was 150 pesos. Okay, and the size reduces. The size will reduce, but it will be still. They will still be the 150. Once there's a huge reduction in the size, what it means is that now the 2 other I could eat, it wouldn't be sufficient for me. So I will need to buy more. So I'll need more money to eat the same amount, even though the price is the same. When the price goes up and the size remains the same, I still need the same more money. Because if the price goes up from 1 cedi 50 to 2 cedis, it means I can no longer buy the 2 unless I add 1 cedi more to be able to buy 2. And the Greek minister who doesn't buy these things, as a matter of even you know even minister saying, even sometimes get foodstuffs for free. Especially as a Greek minister, there are a lot of Greek groups that visit his ministry and donate food items to him. So when he talks of wrong perception, I agree with him. If there's any group of people who have the wrong perception about the reality in terms of prices, it's him because he doesn't buy anything. Or he doesn't buy most of the things the ordinary Ghanaian he gets for free that the ordinary Ghanaian has to actually buy. Today you visit the pumps and fuel is selling for what? 60-90. He doesn't buy it. He doesn't know how much it costs because all he has to go send his driver to the pump. And by the time the driver returns, it's full. So, yes, it is wrong perception. Only on the politician's part and not on the Ghanaian's part.
Information, yes. Fifi, in case you just tuned in, this is still Love 99.5 FM and the show is page 995. Where we get to discuss issues on social media, the things that you are talking about. And tonight, BC started today. A Greek minister says it's wrong perception for Ghanaians to say prices of food stuffs have gone up high. And of course, Nanaba and Co. taking on cyberbullying, boot for boot. Aye. The guy people are saying has met his meter. Fifi, the next 10 minutes is for you.
Oh, okay, let me start with journalist Albert, also known as Bongo Ideas.
Bongo Ideas, yeah.
Yes, he's somebody I've encountered personally.
Wait, he's your friend on Facebook?
No. Oh, yeah, on Facebook, yes. Not my friend, I've encountered. For example, somebody will write something and then you see him on the comments writing his own ideas there. And most times he gets into a whole lot of trouble. I remember once, I think, Jessica of CTFM wrote something.
I mentioned the Jessica bits. Understand? That was something related to. I mean, Jessica wrote something harmless.
Something not even.
And this gentleman came to
talk about why she's not married.
About on marriage, and like a warrior.
And people were like, the topic that we are even discussing is not about marriage. So how does this even come in? And I remember Jessica herself didn't even reply, but the people on the thread attacked this guy. So even at some point, he had to leave. I think he stopped replying because he realized that he had crossed the line. So this is the thing. I think since the social media came into existence, it's also created the people that we call troll masters and savage. They call them what? Savages. You know, they come up with some of these savage replies. And before you know it, it's turned into a war on Twitter. I'm not very active on Twitter. I have a Twitter page, but usually
account,
where I encounter him most is on Facebook. And it was just yesterday that a friend of mine sent me this video.
Okay.
And I saw him in front of Nanaba, Sewa Amehi, and Bridget. And the first question that came to my mind was, was this thing planned? Because I've also read somewhere where, especially, he attacks Sewa Amehi a lot. Sometimes using personal, like insults. I think there was one time that he said, "What does she even know? She doesn't know anything. Like he can cross the line."
Okay, like he sent the lady to school.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
You know, and he's become, and most times, most of the arguments that he's trying to come up with, you realize there's no sense in there, but I think he just wants to be popular so that he will trend. So even the question I was asking was, did he also plan this? That he will go and then they will bash him, and before you know, he becomes a national topic. Because when Nanaba asked him, he said, Twitter the agenda, which means whatever he says, there's an agenda why he actually posted that thing. But I think I also agree with AB. Yes, trolling, being savage on social media, I wouldn't recommend, especially when you cross a line. But in this case, the victims also became the bullies. For example, yes, we understand that this guy has said some personal stuff you might not agree with, but also attacking him to the point of, I heard Nanaba also put the guy's video on her page, and people were talking about it. And I think yesterday I also saw that the guy came out and said that he was sorry.
Oh yeah, he actually has been ridiculing himself. He took a picture of before he went inside the room,
before and after,
and during the humiliation. So he goes like how it started versus how it ended.
Yeah, because I always advise people, especially social media, sometimes when you are in your room, sitting the comfort of your own house, and you are typing, sometimes don't think about these things. So you don't think that maybe one day I'll go and meet this person somewhere. Or one day I might go for a job, or I might need some contract or something, and the person I'm trolling might be the person sitting at the place
before what I need,
you know, and that the final decision might actually come up to this person. And people don't think like that. They think, oh, I might never meet this person, or because I always tell people, look, be measured. Even if you don't agree, there are so many ways you can say I don't agree, and you don't have to insult the person. You don't have to troll the person. But I think yesterday, this guy learned his lesson the hard way. And I'm also condemning Nanaba and her, should I say, friends. I think they also took it too far. Yeah. Because, yes, it's an audition. The question is, but, you know, that's why in life you should be able to separate personal feelings.
Exactly.
And being professional. Because, look, if I'm interviewing somebody in my office and I don't like the person, the person comes in, the person greets me and sits, takes a seat. It's not that I'm going to say you, the way I mean you.
Yeah.
I will conduct the interview as it's supposed to go.
You know the interesting thing? For those who watch American Idol a lot,
Yeah,
there have been instances where people like Simon Cowell has actually had clashes with some of the contestants. They told Simon their peace of mind, even though their future in terms of their progression at that stage
depended on
him. But it didn't in a way inhibit their progress.
Because they were talented. These people were talented, and they had to go.
We must be careful. We don't create an arena where people will use such opportunities as a means of settling personal score.
Now here's a catch. So Nana actually detailed how this whole thing, this whole debacle started. And I'm going to quote her. He says, he was at the auditorium with over 200 people. Some of the people at the audition reported him via DM. DM means direct message. A few saw him busily deleting tweets. Our team investigated and noticed the constant abuse on his page. No one called him a thief, unquote. That's according to Nanaba.
Yeah, but the thing is...
oh
yeah, I know. But as I was watching the thing, I didn't see any point in time where they really auditioned him. It was like, come and then we'll attack you. And after the attack, he will leave. I don't know whether I heard Nanaba saying that he should pretend as if
you sit on Twitter and you say that it's a different life, and you can insult Lydia Forson that you haven't met before, and you present your political show.
Welcome to another edition of
has a blog
fact, so I don't think I'll be.
You write
facts.
When you write this, hey Sewa, we know what you've been up to in this country. What do you know?
Where did you pick that from?
That is your Twitter page.
Okay.
That
Twitter is our agenda.
What's this agenda? So in other words, it's about fooling and saying stupid things that is meant to tarnish someone else's image. What's this factual about what you've written about Sewa?
I mean, Twitter is a different world, you know.
How? Twitter?
Get that right. You can't even spell am I. You can't even spell it. Yet you think you can sit behind a phone and write crap on Twitter about people. Simple am I.
Yes.
And even the price might not even go up, but
Yeah,
still,
but the quantity.
if you buy, let's say, 3 CDs every day, and let's say 2 years ago you were satisfied, now you buy 3 CDs and you're like, hey, mommy, and you have to buy more, which means sometimes you have to buy even 6 CDs before you be satisfied. So they are using, but let's also focus on the farmers and the market women. Some of these people travel long distances to go to some of these villages. Some of the roads terrible. And because of that, now petrol is up, so they have to pay lorry fare.
They pay more.
Yes,
for
the
car. The final consumer gets to bear that brand also.
I remember when COVID came fresh, and everybody there was a lockdown. And there's this woman near my area where we usually go to buy food stuff. And usually when I go there, I was like, this woman, they mean for a double price. Sometimes when they see men, you think, say near ton and I bear mantina. What and
I mean, why you are getting it at that price?
She gave me a very simple explanation. During lockdown, she said she has to go to sometimes Central Market.
Okay.
Or some of these big markets in town to go get these foodstuffs. She will use taxi or trotro.
Transport the foodstuffs.
She will buy, she will pay lorry fare. She will come back. So she has to add something. So the price, maybe if I go to Central Market, how much I'll buy that foodstuff, it will be different from my neighborhood market. And I understood what she was saying. And this is the ordinary Ghanaian person. So I don't know whether we should start copying what Sweden is doing because it's working for them. Mm-hmm. They make sure that whether you're a minister or you're an MP, you don't get luxury.
Okay.
And it's on purpose. And they are also doing that because they want you to come because you love the country, not because you want to come and enjoy luxury. So when you are in there, I even heard that some of them, they gave them flats and they were even collecting, in Sweden, they were even collecting the flats back because they wanted to give it to some workers. And some of the MPs were complaining. They don't get cars, they have to ride a train or bus. And it's on purpose. If you ride on the train with the ordinary citizens, if you ride on the bus with ordinary citizens, you get to interact. You know what's worrying them. So when you go there, it's not always about it's about knowing that if I bring this policy, it's going to benefit my fellow man. So with him, he is saying what he feels like. Somebody was asking me, there's this thing going around, breaking the eight.
I've heard it.
And I made some comments on the thing.
What is it?
Like in the Fourth Republic, the maximum any government has spent in power is 8 years.
Okay.
And I was explaining to a friend of mine, it's like it cuts across MPP and NDC. There's a reason. 4 years, they know they want to get another year. Mm-hmm. So usually, they will do everything in their power to get another 4 years. When they get their second term, now they know, especially the president in power, especially the person will say, now I've got 2 terms. Whatever happens, I'll finish my 2 terms. It's the person who wants to be president next that has to suffer.
Okay.
So usually, people don't really listen to the electorates anymore.
Okay.
And because if you listen to what the minister is saying, somehow I feel, to me, it feels a bit like he's a bit indifferent to the plight of the... No, because no problem. So he doesn't see why you should have problem. That's what I get from the whole thing. To him, everything is okay. He's not even food for plants.
Planting for food and jobs.
According to him, is working fine. Because when you are in the top position, the people will come and tell you, honorable, everything is working fine. Everything is okay. Sometimes when you have too many yes sir people around you, usually they don't tell you the truth.
Oh, I see.
So I think some of these politicians sometimes should get close to the real, and I don't mean party sympathizers. The real people on the ground, they will tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. They are not there to impress you or anything. They will tell you the truth. And if you listen to these people, maybe you can break the 8.
Okay. So
I know the interesting thing is that this whole thing about always arguing with the Ghanaian public over whether there is hardship or not, it's not just limited to the agri minister. You recall just about a couple of weeks ago when the former president said there's hardship in the country. The MPP organized a press conference and said, oh, no, there's no hardship. It is a perception being fueled by the former president.
Exactly.
Then the Catholic Bishops' Conference go to and say,
criticize the government.
There's corruption and that government must do more
to protecting the public purse.
Because government is more or less like detached from the realities of the hardship on the ground. They come out and say, no. You people, you are not clear. We need clarity. You don't get what you are saying. Then you Jinahin will come and say, their criticism should be founded on what do you call it? On facts and not propaganda. The point is that, you see, the politician will always attempt, or let me say governments will always attempt to argue with the people. But the truth is that they will never win that argument when it is that the reality of the people is actually so much.
They are the ones who vote.
Exactly. They are the ones who feel it and not you. As I said, in our part, I'm glad you mentioned Sweden. In our part of the world, we give, instead of our public servants actually serving us, they end up becoming public masters. So we give them almost everything for free. So they are so much detached. Yes. They live in a completely different world from what the other Ghanaians live in. As I said, our ministers, when they are coming, don't you see police escort? You are in traffic. Then
if
the
you
police
complain about traffic, they say, there's no traffic.
There's no traffic because he has never been in traffic. You see?
So it's a big issue. They don't feel what we are feeling. So with whatever you say, they will tell you it's not true. But I just hope it's about time that they start listening to their electorates, because we took them there.
Okay.
And we can take them out anytime.
Okay.
Or should I say after every 4 years before I get in trouble. So, yeah, anyway, we're talking about the okay, my time is out.
I'm just going to take this quick message. When we're back, we have more for you on page 995 on Love 99.5 FM. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
I think it's in sports marketing, you need to identify your most attractive brands and leverage the strength of the brands. In the Ghanaian ecosystem, the biggest brand, the most attractive brands is the Black Stars and is the GPL. Okay, so we need to leverage that to ensure that we bring more people to be interested in our sport. I think that it's a very, very good initiative by the Honorable Minister. The campaign was clearly and is clearly aimed at all our national teams. Black Stars inclusive, upcoming CAN in Cameroon exclusive, World Cup qualification games inclusive. Beginning, ending of this year, all our national teams will be in. We need to start preparing them. Next year is an extremely busy year for all our national teams. So that singular effort by the sector minister is right. It's a step in the right direction. We have to support him because football is capital intensive. It is capital intensive. The rewards that come with watching football is unquantifiable. This is what people must understand, okay? When we watch football, even though maybe you may not be benefiting directly by way of money, the benefits it's amazing, okay? We derive satisfaction from watching football, and you cannot place figures to this, for which reason every country, every government would always want to support the passion of the people, and this is what the minister and the president of our land has initiated.
Something new. Yo, wama yena nyame asema wa ye no do so hwe ye huma yenka onyo na nka mi last bi accident bi osi wa denta ishila na do so asosogu modo ma mo huma manfa fire pinko wachi fa won sa ne ye mic na fe de wona na
fire ko wachi kakra na fe wona na
no, Sam no dosu. And then I made a poem with Betty, yeah. Hey, my no, why we are no, why and my own my go. Yeah, see, men now for when I'm home, I'm happy chief and I meet him, never now I say. What pay now for? What my block and my camper? Yeah, what be young, yeah. National Doomsday, Namina Doomsday, yeah. What's in the power tomb? Fire pink, what she your mic and I use to one I fire, what's fire then? Fire.
What's up, what's it?
I say, we are using it now. We are using it now. Hey.
Fire Kowatikakra, Kowatikaka, Nafe Wanana, Washa was it? Fire Kowatikakra, Washa was it? Kowachina continue unto the Lord. Wara do the Fire Kowatikakra, Kowatikaka, Nafe Wanana, Washa was it? Fire Kowatikakra, Washa was it? Kowachina continue unto the Lord. Wara do the Fire Kowatikakra, Kowatikaka, Nafe Wanana, Washa was it? Fire Kowatikakra, Washa was it? Kowachina continue unto the Lord. Wara do the Fire Kowatikakra, Kowatikaka, Nafe Wanana, Washa was it? Fire Kowatikakra, Washa was it? Kowachina continue unto the Lord. Wara do the Fire Kowatikakra.
The show is page 995 every Monday and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. with myself, Patricia Bonsu. And this is where we get to talk about the things that you are talking about on social media. So why don't you join us on our Facebook page, LUV99.5 FM, YouTube Love TV, that is LUV TV. On Instagram, we are there, Love 99.5 FM. TikTok, we are there, Love 99.5 FM. Twitter and all the other social media platforms that you can think of, we are right there. Our WhatsApp number is 055-1111-995. We'll be activating the phone lines so that you can also join us in the studio with your comments. Yesterday, the Black Stars made me proud. Yes, personally, I did a bet. The last time I did the bet, they disgraced me. They made me lose money. But yesterday, they did me proud. And I think a lot of us Ghanaians by scoring against South Africa at Cape Coast. That penalty that has still been contentious. The South Africans, Bafana team, they are so unhappy about it. They are contesting it. They want a replay or a rematch of the game and all of that. Yes, and it's all about the World Cup 2022, which will happen at Qatar, the qualifiers. And so for now, Ghana, we are leading, of course, our group. And so we're cheering on the boys to victory. Yes, and Dede, he was the captain of the Stars. You see, Dede and his brother, Jordan, they are like a Huhroni awo. Winter
too much.
And summer, I don't know. The moment Ghanaians want to insult them, then they do magic. Please, Facebook, they are there. Go to our Facebook page right now, Love 99.5 FM. Go and see the contentious penalty. Yes, that's how the South Africans like to refer to the issue right now. But the day is telling us that yes, it was a clear penalty, and if you had more chances to get more penalties, there should have been at least 2 or more goals. That's according to the captain of the Black Stars or the senior national team. And so we are on to victory to the World Cup. Hopefully, yes. There's still a hurdle ahead of
playoff,
us. There's a playoff, and so we need to do what has to be done. Fifi, the Black Stars. Come on, Black Stars.
The pride of the nation.
Yeah, the pride of the nation.
Yesterday, I think I had a hard time watching the game because after they scored one, I had a sneaky feeling that
they were going to be complacent.
No, like the South Africans, they could equalize at any point in time. And with how we were playing, I had a feeling that it would be difficult to score another goal if the South Africans equalize. So I was sitting on tenterhooks watching the game. People were even talking to me. I didn't even hear what they were saying because my concentration was on the game. But anyway, congratulations to them. It's not done yet. They have to play. Is it a playoff in March? We don't know who we are going to meet. I think it's a long list. Algeria, Senegal, even the likes of DR Congo. We don't know who we are going to meet, but we just hope that we'll meet somebody we can beat. But anyway, a lot of people are talking about the penalty. But it's funny because when I was watching the game, at that particular point in time, I saw it as a penalty.
Okay.
But after the game, I was on social media and I saw so many comments. So I decided to go watch the replay again. And people are saying it was soft.
It's actually showing on our Facebook page
on
right
our Facebook page.
Go there and have a feel of it.
But there's one thing about footballers that I think people should know. There's this referee on Sky Sports. I've forgotten his name. I think he's a former referee.
I think Mike Riley.
Yeah, the one with no hair.
Howard Webb.
No.
Riley.
Slimmer. He's much slimmer, but no hair. I've forgotten his name. He's usually on Sky Sports.
Kind of people,
yeah, he's
yes.
I've forgotten the name. If it comes back, I'll remember. But anyway, a long time ago, I think about a year ago, I was watching one of their shows, and he made one comment. He said, most times when there's a corner kick or there's a free kick, they go inside and tell the players, stop tagging jerseys. I don't want any, disorder in the penalty box. Okay. And sometimes they do it anyway. But most referees will say, these people, whatever I say, they will do it. But they don't usually award penalties.
Penalties, yeah.
But with this particular corner kick, before it happened, I saw the referee going to warn the player that they should stop tagging the jerseys. As soon as he walked back, if you watch the thing, the ball came in front of Amati. Yes, there was a touch, not so strong, but it's not like I'm making excuses just because I'm Ghanaian. But there was a touch. People will say it's soft, but we also know that any infringement in the penalty box is a foul. So you ask yourself, what if this happened at the center circle or anywhere outside the penalty box? Would it be a foul or not? But also with saying this, I also believe football is all about karma. Now let me start from history.
But football is
it's also about karma. Draw. Yes, but the reason why I'm talking about karma is in 1966, during the World Cup final, England beat Germany 4-2 in the final. The third goal, up till now, they are still debating whether the ball crossed the line
or not.
And I've seen the replay so many times. I think people are still divided on that issue. Some are saying it crossed the line. Some are saying they didn't cross the line. But the English are saying anyway there was a fourth goal. And then we won the World Cup. And we beat you with 2 other World Wars. That's the England-Germany banter that they do. 2010, at the World Cup, England met Germany again. And I think Germany won 4-2 or something like that. And there was a Frank Lampard goal that clearly crossed the line. But the referee said it wasn't a goal. And that goal could have changed the course of the game. But the referee said it wasn't. And people are saying they think that's the reasons why they made sure that VAR came into existence to sort some of these things out. And the reason why I'm saying football is all about karma is because in 1966, the English used it to win the World Cup. 2010, the Germans got their revenge. South Africa, I don't know whether you watched South Africa 96. When we met them in the semi-finals.
I did not.
They beat the Black Stars 3-0, right? But before the 3-0, I think when the South Africans scored the first goal, the Black Stars equalized.
Yeah.
To me, it was a clean goal. I think it was Abladi Kuma who scored that goal. It was a clean goal. But the referee at that time said it wasn't a goal. And I think that dampened the spirits of the Black Star players. And then Bafana went on to win 3-0. Went to the finals. I think they beat Tunisia 2-0 at the finals. And the South Africans won the Africa for the first time. The reason why I'm saying that football is all about karma
It's come back.
is that, yes, people might say it's soft. And I agree. But first of all, Amate didn't dive. Maybe he overdid it. But there's still a tag in the penalty box. I hear that the South Africans are saying that they are going to CAF. I don't know whether they think because the CAF president is South Africa, maybe.
They want to go to court.
But just before the 2018 World Cup, there was also an incident, I think, between Senegal
and South Africa themselves.
And it came that there was a bribe. I think the South Africans bribed the referee or something.
No.
It was the other way around. They heard that there was some $120,000 went into somebody's account. And I think the referee was even Ghanaian. But anyway, congratulations to the Black Stars.
Okay.
You know, I think the South Africans should move on. You didn't even qualify for the African Cup, but you want to go and play in the World Cup. Anyway, so congratulations to them, and then we hope that they can clear the last hurdle.
Okay.
That's the playoff and qualify for Qatar 2022.
The Black Stars, the investment so far.
Well,
sacking CK, bringing Milo, asking for a 25 million budget for the African Cup of Nations and Qatar 2022 and all of that. The investment so far, Black Stars up to this place.
Well, the other day I said here that Milo is the energy drink for food champions. That's our coach's name. Unfortunately, that energy didn't materialize in terms of a very solid performance against South Africa. South Africa coming into this game knew very well that all they needed was a draw. You didn't need to exert themselves so much to probably win. They had a draw and they were through. So they set up to actually defend and ensure that they frustrate Ghana. In doing so, they considered this penalty. It is not in my place to pass judgment on it. At the end of the day, in refereeing, it is said that once a player, there's any form of infringement on a player and the player goes down, the referee has a decision to make. Immediately the player goes down in the 18. Whether it is a soft touch, it is a hard touch, it is a medium touch, whatever touch. So long as there's a touch and the player, because there was an incident back then when Michael Owen played for Liverpool, where he was fouled in a game, I think against Aston Villa in the penalty box, and he stayed on his feet. And eventually went to protest to the referee for not awarding. The referee said, no, for it to be a penalty, you need to go down. You understand? So once a player goes down, the decision then is left with the referee to evaluate the situation and say, oh, I think there's something in it, or I don't see anything in it. In this particular case, I feel that the referee was quite hasty in pointing to the spot. He could have probably consulted his lines one. Particularly because the linesman is the one closer to that particular situation. But if a referee believes in his judgment, the ultimate decision rests with him. He only consults his assistants when he feels that there's a shred of doubt. You know, he's not so certain of the decision he's taking. South Africa have sounded their intention to protest, and there's history to that. As Fifi rightly said, in 2018, ahead of the World Cup, they played Ghana. And unfortunately, this time it's a Senegalese referee at the center. That time it was a Ghanaian referee Lai, Joseph Lai, who was actually eventually being banned.
For life.
Who gave a very dubious penalty when the ball actually hit this Senegalese defender, Kalidou Koulibaly's knee. And it was obvious that it had hit his knee. This referee insisted that he saw it. He pointed to his eyes. I saw this thing. Hey, this made the knee feel, you know. And he awarded Senegal actually launched an appeal or protested to FIFA. FIFA did their own investigation and found out that the match had been compromised, not by the South Africans, but by a possible betting syndicate in terms of the number of goals. So the referee, in a way, played a role. And FIFA didn't give full details of what their investigation was. But the suggestion was that referee Lai may have benefited in a way.
Yeah.
In exactly, yes, in awarding that dubious match. So FIFA gave the ruling that the match should be replayed. So in terms of this protest, if indeed South Africa goes ahead to petition FIFA, FIFA will evaluate the footage, invite the referee who gave the penalty to give the reasons. If the reasons are not convincing enough, then probably Ghana should brace ourselves for a replay. Because as it stands now, yes, officially we have qualified to the next round of qualification, pending any appeal or protest by South Africa and a decision by FIFA. So we can only do the sign of the cross from now till March. We have to be doing it every day. Because if the tide turns against us, there could be a possible, and you know, in the South Africa case, when they played the rematch, Senegal eventually won. The first one, South Africa won 2-1. But when the replay was played, Senegal actually ran riot and won 2-0, dominated every aspect of the game. We hope that doesn't happen with Ghana. But even if it doesn't happen, we have another hurdle, and I think that Milo can do well to, from now, between now and March, improve on the quality of this team. As a matter of fact, but for the penalty, if the game had traveled on, South Africa would have grown in confidence and probably caused us a lot of problems. Unfortunately, they got angry. So they became quite distracted right from that early penalty and couldn't get their act together.
03220-83596, 03220-83597, 03220-83598. These are the numbers you can call right now to join us on the discussion right here in the studios. Yes, give us your contribution. Let us hear from you. As I Gilbert, I've seen your message on our Facebook page. We're going to read it out. But for now, 03220-835.
Welcome to another edition of
Has a blog
right fact. So I don't think I'll be.
You write
facts.
When you write this, hey Sewa, we know what you've been up to in this country. What do you know?
Where did you pick that from?
That is your Twitter page.
Okay.
That
Twitter is about agenda.
What's the agenda? So in other words, it's about fooling and saying stupid things that is meant to tarnish someone else's image. What's this factual about what you've written about Sewa?
I mean, Twitter is a different world, you know.
How? Twitter?
Get that right. You can't even spell am I. You can't even spell it. Yet you think you can sit behind a phone and write crap on Twitter about people. Simple am I. You can't spell it. But that's not the point. You question people's relevance. How relevant do you think you are? Because I've seen tweet of you rubbishing Lydia Forson too.
I need to get the source of. I mean,
it's your phone. Your phone is in your pocket.
You deal with facts. Yes. No, even Rose just on October saying that the 4.5K issue that person is paid more than you at GH1 TV.
Do you know my salary?
I mean, how did you know?
That's why I'm telling you that what you see on Twitter is different from.
You sit on Twitter and you write utter nonsense about people. You've said horrible things about me, Sewa, Lydia Forson, Bridget, other people on your Twitter. Here I am. Say it to my face.
Why should I?
Why shouldn't you?
Because Twitter is not real life.
I have always said that people who bully people, when they see them, they can't even talk.
You can't even.
You are a very clear example of those people.
You can't. If you sit on Twitter and you say that it's a different life, and you can insult Lydia Forson that you haven't met before, and you meet her, you will go shush. You can't speak like right now.
Because it looks like when you meet real human beings, you can't express yourself.
You cannot. You go back on Twitter and write crap.
Yes.
Go ahead. I don't care. But the thing is, you couldn't say it to my. Present your political show.
Welcome to
page. And the first one here is coming from Asari Gilbert, who is saying good show. Thank you so much for the message. We very much appreciate it. And hey, where's the other one? Hey, the people have done their thing. I didn't come back. 03220-83596, 03220-83597, 83598. Yes, issues we've brought to you this evening. The BEC, the candidates have started today. They are ending on Friday. And so what do you want to say to the candidates? We hope and pray we don't hear of any leakages. Yes.
I think BEC, we don't usually hear of leakages.
BEC doesn't leak.
BEC,
they're very rare. Not it isn't as on a wider scale like the WASI. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
BEC, how many are the topics that you want up, or they are? Or is it because in a long time I've forgotten?
You
the
did
topics.
12 subjects, right?
Yeah, 12.
We did 10.
I think we were the last people to do 12. I think
Yeah,
so.
I think so. Yeah, and then it came to we
what
did
did
10.
you write to BEC?
I won't tell you.
Anyway, you can also share your experience of your BEC when you give us a call or send it to us on our WhatsApp page. Of course, also on our Facebook page. We like to listen and hear about it. And of course, how much are you buying food? Where do you buy your food? Has your food reduced in size, or are you paying more or otherwise? Let us also hear about that. And of course, Black Stars Omububu Inuya. Let me speak to my next caller. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my sister one.
Yes, please tell us your name. This is Love FM.
Yeah, please. My name is Political Thinker One, calling from Achimako for Asia.
Okay, Political Thinker, you have the next minute.
Yeah, like I want to comment a little bit on the Black Star
and go ahead.
South
Black
Africa
Stars.
issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if you listen to majority of the sports journalists, they are saying that in fact the penalty is not a penalty. So I think if the South Africans want to go to court and maybe the court see the thing or the FIFA sees the goal not to be a proper penalty, I think we Ghanaians we have to accept it in a good faith so that we can have a replay. Because sometimes something that somebody will do to you that you will not be happy. Don't do it to somebody. So let's base on that and listen to what the South Africans are saying, so that we can bright the future for the whole world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Political Thinker, for your call. 03220 83596, 03220 83597, 03220 it actually reminds me of Louis Suarez, but before that, hello, good evening. Hello, can you hear us? Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. This is Love FM. Please tell us your name.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, please tell us your name.
Yeah, this is your inside the worker.
Okay, yeah, 1 minute for you.
Yeah, you see, first of all, let me just wish the BC candidates, in fact, I'm wishing them well. It's a West African thing, so I'm just praying that the best comes from Ghana, Now we are pushing an agenda, Ghana first. So I think we all should pray for the BEC candidates, regardless of whether they are our family members or they are not. Let's just push this agenda. Secondly, with the penalty, I don't know. Someone called in saying that the sports presenters in the city are saying it's not a penalty. I don't know which of them have gone for a free course. Obiako referee school a baby match. I can't say a penalty. Huh? No, see, there are certain things. Let's just leave it like that. I understand. We might have our views and all that, but gee, FIFA is busy with Portugal and other European clubs. They have a lot of matches to play so that they can qualify for the World Cup. Let's leave FIFA alone. South Africa, leave FIFA alone. Huh? When we scored the penalty, they were on social media thanking Suarez for that penalty he caused. Where Asamoah scored it. At the home, now they are calling FIFA.
Patricia.
Yes. Thank you so much. We very much appreciate. Remember when it's 8:30, MC Bali. Hello, good evening.
Hello, evening.
Yes, this is Love FM. Please tell us your name.
Yeah, my name is Ernest, calling from Swami.
Okay, Ernest, the next minute is yours.
Yeah, I want to touch a little bit on what my brother just ended. Also, Obina Akoni referee course. Chairman, Obina Akoni, I think it's been on the petrol boy, and was to mind, is any so complaining. Okay, let me go back to the issue. I think the Black Stars' performance was very poor. I think they should have their game a little because I personally was expecting a lot more better play from Coach Milo than Sigel Kono. But I think their performance was a bit shambolic, so they should have their game.
Oh, sorry about that. 0322083596, 0322083597, 0322083598 at 8:30. MC Bali is going to be on your radio with the hook. 10 p.m. will be Melvin with vibes, and don't also forget, yes, join us at the Kumasi City Mall on Friday the 26th of November 2021 up to 28th November 2021 for the Love FM DBS Habitat Fair. To build or to buy. Are you sick and tired of somebody telling you, oh, Anyana-san, the foreman has traveled, the foreman is sick? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to find appropriate ways of funding your mortgage? Whichever way, are you looking for the best building materials? All of that, come join us at the Kumasi City Mall on Friday 26th of November to Sunday 28th of November for the Love FM DBS Habitat Fair. I'm bra near more now in baby. So gentlemen, let me give you a minute each to round up, and
yeah, a minute. I think I'll touch on Senator Rawlings's plea for Nana Kunedu to be brought back to. I think that plea is actually directed at the wrong people. First of all, no one sacked Nana Kunedu Ajma Rawlings from the NDC. She left on her own. We are having forgotten the 3.1% she got in the, when she decided to topple Professor Mills, and then Professor Mills became what became known as the U-turn election primaries, where it was alleged that the NDC bars exactly. The interesting thing is that Rawlings, after she got a 3%, 4%, that's when she went to fund the NDP. And swore on her life never to return to the NDC. She actually said it in several press releases, including interviews, that she won't return to the NDC. So my issue here is that she left on her own volition. No one forced her out. And if there's going to be any bringing back to the NDC, she has to bring herself back because she was. So I feel that her daughter, yes, in terms of the principle, I agree with her that every house that has divisions cannot stand. So there must be attempts to reconcile all parties who are aggrieved by whatever. But in this particular instance, I feel that the steps to reconciliation should not be initiated by the NDC. It should rather be initiated by her mother, who, even after leaving the party, actually went on a path of doing everything possible to bring down her own party. She's granted, there's record of a lot of interviews she has done in which she said denigrating things about not just the NDC, but their flag bearer in the last 2 elections and the like. So, yes, I agree. If she has to return to the NDC, I think that it will make their party stronger, but she should rather eat humble pie and bring herself back.
AB. Sorry, Q.
To add to what AB is saying, I think just before I came to studio, I read that either the NDP or Nana Kunedu Ajima Rawlings herself came out with a statement that she has not made up her mind
to return to
join the party. So it will never happen. And I think it was just Eznato's way of thinking maybe FSA or may invite him back. But
anyway. Thank you so much for the calls, for the messages on Facebook. Thank you for downloading the My Joy Online and Adom Online apps on your Play Store and also your App Store, of course, to listen and watch us live. Thank you for staying tuned on our YouTube feed, on our Facebook feed. Let's continue to get social. My name is Patricia. We appreciate your time. Have a good night. Let's all be good citizens. And, of course, keep tuned in to Love 99.5 FM. The place where you get to experience the joy.
In the book of Psalm, chapter 63, verse 1, David said,